regular city council meeting for the city of Sharonville, November 18th, 2025. If you could please stand and join Councilman Paul Schmidt for a prayer and pledge of allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Buhai, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Tankersley?
Here.
Mrs. Sharpshire? Here. Mr. Cook?
Here.
Mr. Lovett?
Here.
Mr. Cox?
Here.
Mrs. Knight? Here. Mr. Schmidt?
Here.
And Ed Cunningham is absent with notice.
Thank you. Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes of our last meeting on October 28th, 2025 and November 13th, 2025 budget work session? All right, seeing none, those minutes will stand approved as written and distributed. Reports and communications, Mayor Hardman.
Thank you very much. I want to just, Monday was a great day in the city of Sharonville. We had a grand opening of the Cincinnati Children's Hospital's new Gene and Cell Therapy Center over on Canal Road. 100 new jobs coming to the city of Sharonville eventually once they get completely built out. Good jobs, a great organization, obviously. We're glad to have them in the city of Sharonville, and I'm glad that they invited us to celebrate that grand opening over there on what they were working on. I am going to turn over at this point my presentation, and I'll come back with Mayor's Court numbers because I'm looking for them, but I will turn over our presentation, my part of my presentation, to our friends from Elevar and the Mayor's and Company, who are going to talk a little bit about our downtown loop and some redevelopment plans down there. Gentlemen?
Can you hold on 1 second? We need to get the mic up.
I want to make sure our mic is on so everybody can hear you.
Sorry about that.
No problem. All right. It was March of 24 when we started the conversation with the city. We were excited because a lot of the work has been accomplished already. The master plan vision for the city, a lot of the zoning work, so much thought was given to the redevelopment of downtown area. So it was a natural fit. Elevar has designed a number of projects in the Cincinnati market. Project types. Mixed use is probably our biggest market. We have over 70 design professionals have been in the city of Cincinnati since '67, and just are pleased to have found you and that you found us as well. So these are some of the projects, some close by, Summit, Park, housing projects there, a project that we worked with Danny in Covington, just a variety of projects. Now, when we started the conversation, we understood what your vision was, but we had to make sure that we had the right teams, and one of the individuals that came to mind was Adam Harrison. And my roots go back to this family back in the 90s. I was young, early 40s, and working with his grandmother, Harrison. one that Adam is Dan Neal as part of the mayor's.
And Adam Marison, Chief Operating Officer of Marison Company. Like Tom kind of touched on, I'm third generation with the family business. We started in real estate development in the early 50s. My grandfather was doing retail centers back in those days, and then got into malls and residential properties, multifamily, starting in the late 50s, and got into office, and so on and so forth. So we've completed 75 years of business to date so far. I started with the company about 12 years ago. Sole purpose of really starting our real estate development work and activities that we've done historically, but bring it full circle. So that has kind of led to doing projects like this. We also are the owners of Driven Place restaurants, three of those. I built those out personally starting in 2020. And to date, we have three of them. One is Summit Park project that Tom's worked on. I've done a variety of other projects, namely one apartment development in Anderson Township, which was a partnership with the township, land that they own. They needed housing, they wanted housing, and they contacted us. So what we believe we can add value to is your guys' vision, what Tom has very graciously brought us into this project, is fulfilling this vision that was created long before we got involved and executed to the best of our ability, as well as our integrity in how we do our work, not just from handshake, but also finishing projects, doing them well, and above board and as best quality as possible. We believe very strongly in buildings need to last for a very long time, well beyond whether it's our ownership or whoever, as residents be living in them for generations. We care about all very deeply. So
We were very pleased to have our first engagement session where it was very well attended. Got a lot of blue dots, a lot of red dots on some of the boards that you can see behind you. But getting feedback from the community, making sure that we understand what they expect, and that is that they want. We heard quality, we heard market rate, we heard mixed use, making sure that retail, making sure that restaurants, that there's possibility for more, and really making the Sharonville downtown the place that you want to be. So we were extremely pleased. We wanted to kind of give you a little bit of a timeline because we have a vision that we're built to begin demolition during the first quarter of 2026, and we're going to continue with the discussions with the community, making sure we get more feedback as we go along in terms of building amenities, appearances, things like that. But we hope to be then also in the second quarter beginning the site work, and then the third quarter beginning construction. We have a little bit of work ahead of us. You're going to see us quite a bit, and look forward to the next chapter. This is a little bit of the vision today through continued conversation. We expect it to be similar, but really tweaked and improved on, and making sure that concerns from the community, ample parking, that the community doesn't lose public parking, making sure that retail appropriate convenience, and that the buildings are in the best situation
check. Just if you can hold the mic.
A little closer? Okay. Now, I will tell you that one of the things we wanted to test is the whole idea of how public art could be incorporated into the loop. We got a lot of blue dots, but a lot of red dots. So, but that's good. It's good to get the feedback, know what everyone likes, and I will tell you the most blue dots were ones in which were related to the history of the city. I think we really want to make sure that we pay attention to how these buildings fit into that urban fabric.
So with community and retail amenity ideas, this board got most green dots for the most part. And it was great to be able to see what people were very focused on these pictures. So it gave us a good sense of the type of retail roster that we need to try to shoot for. And our goal is to bring in complementary retail to not only what the residents and city of Sharonville is seeking, but also what's complementary to what's around the area as well. So we want to be very careful about how we select these tenants, what they're providing, so that it lasts a very long time. We don't certainly want anything to create a scenario where you have some empty storefronts, right? Nobody wants that. I think that's why a lot of people want to change in this downtown loop area. So that's our goal with this, and we're seeking to reach about 20,000 square feet of retail in the various buildings. So everything in pink is where retail would be located. This is just a conceptual image of what one of the main buildings could end up looking like. We do intend to have balconies for each of the units, and from a look, feel, finish, that's kind of where the real work comes in now to ensure that these buildings look and feel like they fit in to where they are currently. We don't like to select materials that make them more of an eyesore or not fit into the fabric of the community and existing architecture. So that's very important to us. And we hope to be able to honor some of the historic legacy nature of things. So when we posted the boards, obviously Cliff Hardware Store is a very important place to a lot of people. So there are examples like that where we want to pay homage to things like that in any way we can with buildings, whether it's from a finished material or even potential names, if you will.
One of the things that we need to do is create an environment where we could reinforce activities, events. There's some great ones already existing, and the staff does a fabulous job at scheduling those. We want to, and one of the comments that we heard most is we want more activities, more events, more opportunities to come to the downtown loop. So we're excited about that because that will adding more activities will bring more folks and obviously support the increased retail and restaurants in the So I think that's it. I really want to, number one, just thank everyone for the continued conversation, all the work. We have a great staff, and I think that I wish I had $1 for every time David called or every time Scott called, because I'd be a very rich man. But it really does take that village. It takes cooperation. This is going to be a fun project. These are the projects that can make a difference, that could reinforce the attention of your staff, of your community. So, thank you. Look forward to being back many times.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Can I just ask you one thing to kind of elaborate on something for me? Because I know from comments and things that we've heard that I think it's kind of really important that they hear it from you as the folks that would be potentially developing this, running it, ultimately putting your dollars, significant amount of dollars into the project. But could you talk a little bit about that balance between the residential piece of this and how that is important to the retail piece of it, and how that balance works out, how that's worked out in our conversations with you guys over the little while about what is that right number, how does that work to have a right amount of residential to help support this 20,000 square feet of retail. How important is that from a developer standpoint?
It is very important, and it's not necessarily a perfect science, but there's a lot of research and information that we put into finding what seems to be the right balance for this specific community and location that it's in. So we're seeking to reach approximately 225 units, approximately 20,000 square feet of retail. And as we go further into the process, we're going to determine, does that need to be a little larger, a little less, but quantity of units for residential people living there is really important to help sustain those types of businesses that go there, whether it's new retail or the existing nearby. So having that on-site helps the weekday financial success of the businesses, and the weekends kind of take care of themselves. So most small businesses, in this case, we would want to be starting off by targeting more local businesses. That's our focus, and Monday through Friday is what really helps them be successful financially. So that balance is where you don't want to have too much, you don't want to have risk of too much retail and there's not enough business to go around. So it's a difficult thing to just get right, but I think our history with working with retail and our background with certain things, and obviously Tom and his team has done lots of these projects that I agree with.
I think Danny came up with a number, $20 per day,
Thanks, Tom, and I appreciate you guys being here. I know this is a long time in the coming to getting to this point, and a lot of discussions, and there's more discussion to be had, obviously. But from the first time, I remember the first time we met out at your beautiful building out there in on the west end of downtown Cincinnati. That what you guys have done, that building is just remarkable, and how it fits into the community that surrounds it. And I think one of the things I remember you and your team shared with us at that point in time was, you kind of had looked, you knew Sharonville, at least to the extent that you've been through the community. You looked at what was here, what was great about this community, this hometown feeling that we have, that our residents care deeply about. I think everybody up here cares deeply about, and have really kept that in place as you've developed and put together plans. And you touched on it already in your presentation a little bit about, what do these buildings look like that they don't stand out as not part of the fabric of already existing great structures that exist within the downtown, or the 15-mile house right as you enter into the downtown area, the old churches and brick buildings that exist up and down that loop that are really a good and strong fabric of the community, in addition to the stuff that we've already done. And I know you guys have kept that in mind, and you'll keep it in mind. So I appreciate that from the very first time we met you guys, this isn't trying to fit something you've already done, a cookie cutter type of project into Sharonville, but to look at who Sharonville is, what we are as a community, who we are as a hometown community, and how can we move forward into the years ahead of us to develop the areas that are not as productive as they need to be because of vacancies, because of underutilized properties, and I'm excited about where we're at this point in time. Hopefully, as we walk through this process and get started onto the next end, we're going to see that. But I thank you guys for the devotion you've had to our team and listening to our team and what's important to them, and then also the feedback we're getting from residents as we've rolled these plans out to either solidify the ideas that we did or going back and looking at, well, maybe we can do this here a little bit differently or that. And so I thank you guys. I'm looking forward to continually working with you. And thanks for sharing those ideas with us tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Just for the public, thank you, gentlemen. You're welcome to sit. For the public that's out there, obviously all of these plans are out on our website, on our Facebook site. There's a survey out there that we're taking feedback on and comments to, so we love to hear them. We want to hear them. Obviously, we're here tonight. There'll be public opportunities here this evening if someone wants to address council. And then the boards are obviously around the City Hall here as well, which are, City Hall building is open during the day too. So unless there's something happening here, which is pretty much just council meetings and court on Wednesdays, obviously this is open to the public as well, where people can take a look at these boards and see the vision as it exists today, and then talk to your elected officials and your council members and as we move forward. But I think you saw I don't want to say an aggressive, but I think it's a fair enough time frame that we're looking at. We'd love to be able to see whatever we're doing here occupied and ready to roll by mid 2028. That's the goal, and so we're looking for input. So again, thank you, gentlemen, for sharing that tonight. Thank you all for being here. The rest of my report this evening would be with regard to October Mayor's Court totals. We had total revenue for October of $22,987. So for the year, that takes us to $217,985, which is about $12,000 more Mayor's Court revenue than we were at last year. The entire report is available and will be provided as part of the minutes for anyone who would like to see more on those numbers and on that front. That is all I have for my report this evening. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Safety Service Director, Mr. Lucas.
Thank you. First legislation, there's 3 items up for vote this evening. The first, ordinance 2025-48E, deals with a cost of living increase for employees going into next year of 3%, as well as a discretionary bonus, since we are doing so well financially as a city, giving back to full-time employees and part-time employees accordingly. 40 hours of pay for full-time employees and 24 hours of pay for part-time employees, prorated accordingly based on if you were here the whole year or if you were hired in at some point during the year. Ordinance 2025-49E, there's a slight revision that was placed at each of your desks or tables this evening, and Scott's here to talk about that piece of legislation.
Good evening, everybody. Ordinance 2025-49E, I'll touch on the revision first. It is down in that 403 capital grant for the Cornell Road project. That's now a more nominal, couple $100 up to the grant amount. We mistakenly kind of duplicated. That amount was in the original 2025 budget. What's sort of new related to that was the appropriation in advance of general fund dollars over to the 403 grant fund. That's a sort of grant to make those improvements between Maple and Allenhurst Drive. That's the change. That's a much lower amount than the 403 fund. Everything else on there, there are appropriations to facilitate the bonus here that will happen in December 2025. There are some additional funds to fix a couple of budget shortages we've kind of identified during the year in the fire fund. There are also some proceeds to roll over the enterprise lease fleet. We have about 16 trucks that we lease that, it's really helped us in lowering the overall cost of ownership of those vehicles. So that's worked out really well. This will be the third rotation, I believe, of those vehicles. Any questions about those items? Thank you very much.
And then resolution 2025 R14E, there's a slight revision to that as well. David's here tonight somewhere to talk about applying for some brownfield remediation grant money.
Good evening. As you may recall, last year we applied for Ohio Department of Development brownfield grant funding. There are limited funds available. However, we'd like to reapply again. So they've reconfigured the way they score the applications, much more of an economic development component to it. So we think the state will look favorably on this project as a larger entity, as well as the city trying to take active steps to remediate properties that have known to have petroleum contamination on site. So, this is a resolution of support that if we were to get the grant, it would be a reimbursable nature to bring the land use consistent with commercial and restricted residential uses. Just asking for your support.
Thank you.
And then last, there was a voice vote to change the hours for Christmas on the Loop as it pertains to our DORA. There's 2 different Saturdays are referenced in the cover memo, December 13th and December 14th, but this year it's December 13th. And that would just change the hours as needed, and that's how the legislation was approved back in 2020. The council's the one to make that change. We are also asking for executive sessions this evening. What we would like to do is for the first executive session under 121.22 G2, go into the conference room. There may be legislation afterwards. Convene back here, may or may not pass that legislation, and then enter into the executive session 121.22 G8, which will not have action afterwards, if that's okay with council. That's it.
Thank you. For my report, I'd like to thank the City of Sharonville staff, Elvar and the Marison Group, for putting on an excellent open house on November 10th. I was there for the entire 2 hours, talked to a lot of people, residents, business owners. They're hyped about this whole thing. You guys put together a great presentation set of boards, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes of it. In my professional career as a planner and as a city council person, I really don't think I've seen that big of a turnout for many events at all. So kudos to you for putting that together, Sharonville staff back there for putting it together, and the residents and business owners for coming out and really saying what you had to say during that important input session. December 13th is Shop with a Cop. Everybody on council should have received that email. I've had the opportunity to participate in that over the last several years. It's a great event. If you have some time to do that, reach out to Officer Aaron Hayes and try to get involved. Spend a couple of hours during the morning. It's a great event where you help shop with the police officers for children who are deserving of a nice Christmas. Schools nominate these individuals, these children, to come out and shop with the police officers. There's breakfast served. You'll do your shopping and with the child, and then there is lunch served as well back at the convention center where you can help them wrap some gifts. So if you have some time to do that, please do. That is it for my report. Clerk of Council, Ms. Buhite.
Thank you, no report.
Thank you. Treasurer, Mr. Irie.
Good evening, thank you. The auditor and treasurer reports are on file with Ms. Buhite. We are, as of this report, October 31st, 2025, we are 83/3 of the way through the budget year. The income tax revenues are down 1.68%. The motel tax revenues saw quite a boost. We collected some delinquent funds through October, and we are now up 4% for the year, so all trending in the right direction. Thanks.
Thank you. Law Director, Mr. Lippert.
Thank you. Just an update on the Code 51 litigation. The last report I gave about that had to do with the timing. basically the appeals time had run to the Supreme Court of Ohio. So between then and now, I know that Sergeant Dye's shift had gotten called out, and the business owner was actually present, and he was insisting that his liquor license was still valid. And after some investigation with our local council in Columbus, he was correct. I was kind of surprised at the lack of initiative by the liquor agencies up in Columbus. They are parties to the case. They had been served with the opinion, but apparently it takes some pushing for them to actually get to follow a court order. So that's what's going on right now. We do have a good lawyer up in Columbus. He has indicated to me that he expects that to be finalized by the end of this week. I usually think things take a little bit longer than what people are suggesting at the first time, but that's in process. Just wanted to give the update. I'm available for questions if anyone has any. Thank you.
All right, thank you. At this time, are there any residents desiring to be heard before council this evening? All right, seeing none, you'll have one more opportunity towards the end of the meeting. Council committees, community development, Mr. Tankersley.
Thank you. Received an email today that the next BZA and Planning Commission meeting is tentatively set for December the 10th at 6:30 p.m. Community development, as of now, has not received any BZA applications, so there's a good chance Planning Commission may be moved up to the 6:30 time. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Budget and Finance and Project Oversight, Mr. Cook.
Thank you. Budget and Finance and Project Oversight had a joint committee meeting several weeks ago, and our report is on file. The next meeting is yet to be determined. Thank you.
Thank you. Community Services, Mr. Lovett.
Good evening. Thank you very much. Our next meeting will be Tuesday, December 12th at 4 p.m. We usually hold our meetings on Wednesdays, so be aware this one's the first Tuesday of the month this month. So thank you much.
Thank you. Honored Citizens, Ms. Knight.
Good evening. Tonight I am honoring Suzanne Castell and her crew from the fire department. She hosted the 3rd annual chili and dessert cook-off for all the city employees. I think it was November, I can't remember the date, anyway. I am sad because I did not win the chili contest, but it was great tasting everybody's chili. So there's probably, I think there was 10 to 11 chilies there that everybody brought to make. And I also, one more, I want to congratulate Glenn Lovett's son's SYO soccer team. They placed 3rd out of 84 teams for the state championships. Congratulations, boys, and Coach Lovett. Thank you.
Congratulations.
I do have to say that Steve Bosom's team got second. His wife, Steve. Yeah, Steve didn't contribute much.
Did you play against each other?
We did. They beat us.
Okay. So you're going to talk to him after the meeting tonight?
No, I actually wouldn't have acknowledged him if he wasn't here.
Gotcha. I get it. All right, Law and Public Safety, Mr. Schmidt.
Thank you. There's only one council meeting in December, the 16th, but the law committee will be on December 9th, 5 p.m. Administrative Conference Room. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, we have some late delivery and rule suspension. So is there a motion for late delivery on the revised ordinance 2025-49-E? Thank you for the first, Ms. Sharpshare, and for the second, Mr. Tankersley. Any discussion? All those in favor, yes? Yes. Those opposed, no? Late delivery carries. Is there a motion for late delivery on the revised resolution 2025-R-14-E? Mr. Cox, thank you for the first. Ms. Knight, thank you for the second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, yes? Yes. Those opposed, no? That late delivery also carries. And then we have motion for rule suspension to allow for a first and only reading of ordinance 2025-48E, 2025-49E, and 2025-R-14-E. Motion. Mr. Tankersley, thank you for the first. Mr. Cook, thank you for the second. Any discussion? All those in favor, yes? Yes. Those opposed, no? All right, thank you. That rule suspension carries. Unfinished business, Ms. Buhite, there's none, correct?
Correct.
All right, new business, Ms. Buhite.
First and only reading of Emergency Ordinance 2025-48E, approving a discretionary bonus and approving a discretionary cost of living adjustment for full-time and permanent part-time employees and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Is there a motion for ordinance 2025-48-E? Ms. Knight, thank you for the first. Mr. Levitt, thank you for the second. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Tankersley?
Yes.
Mrs. Sharpshire?
Yes.
Mr. Cook?
Yes.
Mr. Levitt?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Mrs. Knight?
Yes.
And Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Emergency Ordinance 2025-48E has been approved. First and only reading of Ordinance 2025-49E, amending 2025 appropriations for the various funds, authorizing the Safety Service Director to place orders for replacement vehicles under the existing enterprise lease program, and authorizing an advance of funds and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Is there a motion for ordinance 2025-49-E? Ms. Sharpshire, thank you for the first. Mr. Cook, thank you for the second. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Tankersley?
Yes.
Mrs. Sharpshire?
Yes.
Mr. Cook?
Yes.
Mr. Levitt?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Mrs. Knight?
Yes.
And Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Ordinance 2025-49E has been approved. First reading of ordinance 2025-50E, approving a development agreement for the redevelopment of certain real property located in downtown Sharonville and declaring an emergency. First and only reading of Emergency Resolution 2025-R14E, supporting an application to the Ohio Department of Development for Brownfield Remediation Program funding and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Is there a motion for resolution 2025-R-14-E? Ms. Knight, thank you for the first. Mr. Cox, thank you for the second. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Tankersley?
Yes.
Mrs. Sharpshire?
Yes.
Mr. Cook?
Yes.
Mr. Levitt?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Mrs. Knight?
Yes.
And Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Emergency Resolution 2025-R14E has been approved. First reading of Emergency Resolution 2025-R15E, resolution declaring intent to conduct internet auctions for the sale of unneeded, obsolete, or unfit city personal property during calendar year 2026 and declaring an emergency. That's it.
Thank you. We now have a voice vote. Is there a motion for extending door hours for Christmas on the Loop? Ms. Sharpshire, thank you for the first. Mr. Cook, thank you for the second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, yes?
Yes.
Those opposed, no? All right, that voice vote, extending door hours for Christmas on the Loop, has passed. All right, at this time, are there any residents desiring to be heard before council this evening? All right, seeing none. Other matters to be heard before council? Sharpshire.
I would just like to circle back on the development for the loop and the renderings that we have been so graciously given. Very nice. That we do have the community input survey. I didn't hear anyone talk about that this evening. And they can see the city website for the survey, and it will conclude Sunday, December 14th at 7 p.m. So if you haven't had a chance online or come down here at the city and see the beautiful drawings, then complete the survey. It'll be open till the 14th.
Thank you. Any other matters? Ms. Knight?
Yes, I just want to remind everybody that we're having our tree lighting on December 4th from 6 to 8:30, and the Christmas on the Loop is on 12/14 from 11 to 3. They'll have iceless ice skating, I gotta see that, from 10 to 6, face painting, and the Princeton Pep Band will perform at 1. And I also want to say happy birthday, Dave Cook. Thank you.
In case anyone's wondering my age, I am now officially legal to drink beer.
It's good to know.
Glad the door was
Any other matters?
extended.
All right, seeing none, at this time, we are going to, I'm going to make a request to go in executive session. So for those of you in the audience, once we adjourn from that first executive session, we will come back here. We may or may not act on something at that time, so you're free to leave. So at this time, I'm going to request a motion to go into executive session per Ohio Revised Code 121.22 G2 to consider the purchase of property for public purposes. Do I have a motion to go into executive session? Mr. Tankersley, thank you for the first. Do I have a second? Mr. Lovett, thank you for that. Roll call, please.
Mr. Tankersley?
Yes.
Mrs. Sharpshire?
Yes.
Mr. Cook?
Yes.
Mr. Lovett?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Mrs. Knight?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
All right, thank you. We'll adjourn in executive session.
Mr. Tankersley?
Yes.
Mrs. Sharpshire?
Yes.
Mr. Cook?
Yes.
Mr. Lovett?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Mrs. Knight?
Yes.
And Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
All right, now I have late delivery of, what do I do with it here? Emergency ordinance 2025-51-E. So is there a motion for late delivery of ordinance 2025-51-E? Ms. Sharpshire, thank you for the first. Mr. Lovett, thank you for the second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, yes?
Yes.
Those opposed, no. All right, the late delivery has passed. Now I have a motion for rule suspension for ordinance 2025-51-E. Do I have a motion for rule suspension for that ordinance as read? Mr. Cox, thank you for the first. Mr. Tankersley, thank you for the second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, yes?
Yes.
Those opposed, no. Rule suspension passes. Ms. Buhite, would you read the new ordinance?
Yes. First and only reading of emergency ordinance 2025-51E, authorizing the Safety Service Director to execute any necessary documents for the purchase of real property located at 11959 Tramway Drive, parcel 608-0027-020000, amending 2025 appropriations for the 401 Capital Fund and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Is there a motion for ordinance 2025-51-E? Mr. Cook, thank you for the first. Ms. Sharpshire, thank you for the second. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Tankersley?
Yes.
Mrs. Sharpshire?
Yes.
Mr. Cook?
Yes.
Mr. Lovett?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Mrs. Knight?
Yes.
And Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Emergency ordinance 2025-51E has been approved.
Thank you. Now, at this time, we are going to go into our second executive session of the evening. Are we holding it in here, or are we going back? Okay, so we'll ask everybody to leave after we approve going into executive session. So do I have a motion to go into executive session for Ohio Revised Code 121.22 G8 to consider confidential information related to negotiations with political subdivisions for economic development assistance to be provided or administered under any provision of Chapter 725 of the Ohio Revised Code. Mr. Lovett, thank you for the first. Ms. Knight, thank you for the second. That's all I had on G8.
So what you're voting on is not the political subdivision aspect of subsection G8. You would be voting on to consider confidential information related to the marketing plan, specific business strategy, production techniques, trade secrets, or personal financial statements of an applicant for economic development assistance. Sorry to interrupt.
Nope. Thank you for that. Now, I will request a motion to go into executive session for 121.22G8 as read by Law Director Mr. Lippert. First, Mr. Cook, thank you for the first. Mr. Tankersley, thank you for the second. Any discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Mr. Tankersley?
Yes.
Mrs. Sharpshire?
Yes.
Mr. Cook?
Yes.
Mr. Lovett?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Mrs. Knight?
Yes.
And Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Are we inviting anybody else in with us? Okay, got it. Any objection to that? All right, seeing none, I guess we will ask those who are not participating to vacate the council chambers. And there is no action afterwards, so. we'll-
ICRC, is that right?
Yes.
So we'll probably need just a couple minutes.